hey, we know that every single week you suffer from the same malady. Yeah? Terrible case with the Mondays. We know, dread all of that alarm going off early in the morning, hitting the snooze button and everything. But hey, you have to because you then get to see us right on top of your on top of your TV sets.
What?
In your TV set. We're on your TV set. We're on TV.
On screen, chat. No matter how many things that you've probably tried, maybe you've tried meditation, reciting inspirational lines, maybe you're reading a bunch of quotes. Sometimes you have trouble just getting out of bed.
Yeah, especially for a Monday. But hey, why not think of Monday as an opportunity rather than a punishment? It's a chance to start afresh all over again. The mercies of God are always brand new, especially on a Monday because He knows what you're going through. Extend it one way or the other. Pass it on. It's your day today.
Now, honestly, sometimes there's some things you weren't able to get done the week before. So maybe just write a long list and start before you get to work. We're here to kind of give you that reminder. Maybe there's a jotter or notepad on your system. Or
I say anything you didn't do last week, let it go, start afresh with a new one this week. That's my own little motivation for me. And yes, that does it for a motivation for a Monday starter. Thank you very much. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria, peoples. I am the Zeno Appeal.
And I'm Titi Layo. So remember, you can use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all socials. Please be part of the show. It is the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV.
Yes, you can also watch us live from anywhere that you might be across the world. All you need to do is have our mobile app on your phones, which you can download on Google Play Store and, of course, on iOS.
Follow us on socials, please. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of them, all at TVC Connect.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's let them know what we have coming on for today, yes?
More motivation will be coming your way a bit later on. Oluwatobi Ali is a dynamic speaker, author, certified life coach, and capacity development trainer. Someone with over 12 years experience in training and coaching. He's going to be joining us on Motivation this morning. We're going to be dealing with that feeling of being left behind in life.
It's rapture.
Very deep feeling, actually.
I'm joking.
Very interesting conversation coming your way. Then next up, we'll be taking our weekly dose of the most popular trivia game in the world. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We'll be reviewing the last episode that happened on Sunday. Did they do well? We'll find out very soon.
For a musical performance, we have Oluwasanu Sogo, a.k.a. Lion. Now, he's a fast-rising Afropop artist who draws a lot of inspiration from his environment and experience as well, and also his emotions when making music. He drops a brand new song, Energy, produced by Magic Sticks.
On SME this morning, we'll be joined by Ayola Bakre, UK-based model, creative, who's honed their skills in acting and dance, has a background in performing arts, and co-founded ICO Agency. They have a drive to support and develop young African talent. Hey, it's a Monday.
It is a Monday. It was a grand weekend, by the way, from yesterday.
It was a grand weekend for me myself.
What did you get up to?
I was at a training school on Saturday, the O2 Academy. So we were teaching presentation skills, myself and my husband.
Oh, you were doing the teaching. I thought you were there for. I'm like,
no, we were the ones doing the teaching. As you know,
I saw your husband's post. I'm like, how come I never get invited?
Yeah, well,
it's a family thing. I get it. I get it. It's okay.
It's so interesting being able to help groom the next generation of MCs, presenters, hosts, ad men, media moguls.
Yeah, it's also very interesting in your account as well, isn't it?
Well, funny enough, for training courses like that, most of the time we do a lot of those things pro bono.
Oh, really?
Yes, unless they go into a number of days.
Okay.
Because it is actually part of our legacy, our plan to help people understand that there's a difference between comedy and MCing. There's a difference between just being able to hold a microphone and actually understand the power the microphone holds.
I got up to nothing this weekend. I decided to shut my phone down. If you ever tried to call me this weekend, it wasn't on. And I did a lot of, 60% of my being awake was done on my back. I was just in bed all through.
Lying down.
I needed it because coming off of the last weekend, I was all over the country riding up and down. So I really needed that rest. And then I discovered something.
What?
Now, it was my first experience of having a troll. And I hope he's listening right now.
Oh,
having a troll. Yeah, because
online troll?
Online troll. Because someone tagged me on something about broadcasters and said something about a stray bullet and me getting blah, blah, blah.
What?
While I'm about riding across the country doing a bike challenge, I should document my broadcasting.
Oh.
I'm like,
Wow.
And everything. But as is my punch out, I never go into arguments with people. I simply thanked him and said, hey, this has nothing to do with me, but don't worry, I'll pay you a visit. Because I don't like to,
So that paying a visit, is it going to be an actual physical?
Oh, no, I don't mean it.
Oh,
I absolutely have no plans to pay him a visit.
So, Mazino, you're trying to troll him back with just that one comment.
What I try to do is, I believe in spreading love, not hate. So when people bring hate your way, if you kind of like confuse them with your kindness.
True.
Don't get into a back and forth with them.
Understandable. But Mazino is not someone you want to get into a war of words with.
Oh, no, don't.
Do not, don't. Don't
the kind of people you should be actually wary of.
Resist the urge to do it. But hey, hopefully the clouds will resist the urge to... What? Okay.
It's a lovely Monday morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the news here on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin with security stories as the chairman of Kefi local government area in Nasarawa State, Mohammed Shehu, has been released by his abductors. Now, authorities in that state who confirmed the development said Mr. Shehu and his aide regained their freedom in the early hours of Sunday following the efforts of the combined team of security officers. This is coming 2 days after the victims were whisked away by the gunmen. The police public relations officer Rahman Nassel said they were released unhurt, adding that the police operatives also arrested 3 suspects in connection with the incident. The suspects were said to be on their way to collect ransom when they were apprehended and are assisting the authorities in the ongoing investigation into the abduction. The meantime, the governor of Anambra State, Chukwuka Soludo, has described the killing of the lawmaker representing Agwata 2 constituencies in the State House of Assembly, Okechukwu Okoye, as heartless and barbaric. The governor also reassured the people of his administration's resolve and renewed determination with the security agencies to go out against the criminals and ensure they are brought to justice. He placed a 10 million naira reward for anyone or group that will avail valuable information that will lead to the immediate arrest of the perpetrators of the act. The lawmaker and his aide were kidnapped along Agulu-Zigbo Road, Aneocha local government area on Sunday, and later found his body dumped at a park in Amici, in Newi South local government area of that state 6 days after he was kidnapped. On the international scene now, the World Health Organization's latest analysis shows that as of the 21st of May, 92 cases of monkeypox were confirmed globally, 28 suspected cases under laboratory investigations. Now, following the continued spread of the infectious disease, the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has called for a global show of concern in the efforts to curtail the spread. Now, speaking on Sunday at an airbase in South Korea, just before departing for Japan, Mr. Biden said U.S. health officials are currently looking into possible treatment and vaccines. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention is currently monitoring 6 people in the country for possible monkeypox infections. And sports news does it for us here on the news. At this time, I'll be back on the other side of 8 with more top stories. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to stick around here for the rest of Wake Up Nigeria. We're back in just a moment. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Welcome. Let's let you know the headlines you're going to be waking up to this morning for a Monday. It's the 23rd of May, 2022. And we start off with the Punch newspaper this morning. First big headline for the Punch newspaper: governorship primaries. Crisis rocks Rivers, Oyo, Benue. APC factions reject delegates lists. That on page 2. Process skewed in Rivers. No delegates election in Benue. Factional leaders, Adilabu Folari factions produced 2 delegates lists in Oyo. Awaits NWC's verdict. At the top of the Punch newspaper this morning, subscribers kick as FG slams 90 billion new tax on phone calls. And Nigerians spend $221 million on foreign education in 3 months, say the CBN report. And we've frozen accounts of 50 firm operating loan apps, say the FCCPC boss. At the bottom of the Punch newspaper this morning, one killed as violence parallel polls, PDP primaries, and Mechanic Union ex-chairman assault 2 Lagos panel beaters. Victims go dumb. That on page 4 and 5. Interesting read, that one. And Wike jittery, the Gogo is contesting governorship. Rivers PDP may not have candidates for election, say a lawyer. Let's move on now to our next paper this morning, and that, of course, is This Day newspaper. Front and center for This Day newspaper. Wajiabu Tinubu Osibanjo Amosu not suitable for Nigeria's current work plan. Argues Southwest angling for power makes no sense and explains zoning is difficult after people had purchased forms. At the top of This Day paper, AFDB to lend $500 million to women in 2022, says Adesina. And, of course, 2023, we won't be stamped into altering timetable schedule of activities, say INEC. And that's as much as we can take for the papers this morning. We did have a couple others from The Nation, drama clashes upset at PDP reps assembly primaries, and also from the Tribune, APC again aborts screening of presidential aspirants. Grab these papers. Tell us what you think. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
A lot of people keeping fit these days.
Yes, keep getting it, keep getting fit,
Working.
keep everything.
Yeah, I say diet more. Actually, it should start with diet before you hit the gym.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You see?
Yeah, it's just a lazy approach. Actually, I'm just trying to convince myself.
But it's actually not lazy.
Yeah,
because when it comes to your body, your physical nomenclature, 20% is what happens in the gym. 80 is outside it.
Yeah.
And out of that 80, 70 is like your diet.
Yeah. And
So-
the rest
And I've
30
been
is your
bad
discipline.
I'm being very bad
No,
with
we
diet.
know.
No.
I'm
The
sure
mic
you guys
has
know.
really
Good
stepped
diet.
up.
No, I mean with the diet. That's what I'm doing very bad.
No, don't
Yeah.
worry. It's discipline, actually. I'll give you a few
No, the
pointers.
discipline is expensive too.
It is actually.
Every Saturday morning, you will see pictures, WhatsApp story.
Yeah, he's an
me.
Instagram gymmer.
Mine
But
is
it's not,
looking all
it's
hot.
not.
Listen,
He will not post motivational quotes. It's not by the...
Talking about the
This is
weekend and
another
what you saw on
multiverse.
social media.
This is another
Mary.
multiverse Mary's talking about.
Talking about the weekend and what you saw on the internet. So there was this thing about Mr. Macaroni. I like to
I
say
didn't know
his
the
name.
vice.
Wow.
Yeah, and his kids getting him into
Guys.
trouble once again. Now,
That's
he
a
had
look
put a
at nose
skit
right.
up that was something about nurses at
Is
a
it because we
hospital
did not
dressing
finish it?
provocatively.
Yeah.
And this got the eye of a couple of people who thought that it wasn't it was indecent. And they called him out. He has since apologized to the Nursing Society and also taking down the skit. But the thing is here, when does comedy, I think you asked the question, when does comedy cross the line?
Yeah.
And for somebody who has built his notoriety or fame on such material, is it about time that he evolves away from it, especially because he is now in the social eye and everybody or people are looking at him with some sort of moral stance based on his advocacy, basically?
In the end, yes, we used to have a set of people in corporate world being the role models. Now it's switched to social media influencers becoming role models for other people, especially young people. And they're watching this, and they're probably going to go to a hospital and look for the nicest looking nurse.
Oh, we should tell them
to
what it was
work
about.
with.
Tell them what it was
So
about.
I don't have the whole skit, but all I remember seeing is nurse in short skirt, you know,
and him objectifying the nurses in
But you
short
take
skirts.
note that a lot of his skits, I'll say a large percentage of his skits have objectified women, even though it's mostly about his daughter bringing home men for him, you know, for
Not
herself to
necessarily.
marry.
Not
I've
necessarily.
been saying, well, that was how it started. She would always bring some guy home to meet her dad on
That
top
was
of this
actually at the
marriage
point.
thing.
That
Yeah, that was
was
at the
not
point,
even
yes.
how it
That was how it started. So in the end, he's sort of built that particular momentum and he's pushing it. But in the international community, would this kind of content be accepted? That's my question. So if he wants to stay in this climate, maybe. But once you start going outside the country, they're going to call you out for it.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, if I say what I want to say now concerning this, I feel like everybody's becoming too sensitive these days.
Boom.
Really?
Boom.
Really?
Loud.
Oh,
Loud it
And I would say so because the most objectified profession is the Nigerian police.
Oh, okay.
If the Nigerian police came out here, you know how many skits, every skit maker, every skit
Has
maker
abused that uniform,
has
actually.
abused that uniform in one way or the other, either as a subject or as part of the object in the video. Every skit maker. How many
Okay.
times do you hear Nigerian police come out to say,
Are you saying
So my point
objectifying
now
a
is that-
profession or
my point is
objectifying
that-
a particular sex, though?
My point is that he's a very mature person. He did the right thing. by apologizing because, look, they took offense and he took it down. He apologized. Great one. But then if we want to go by that rule, every single person, is it OAPs? How many times have you been laughed at? Oh, you have a foreign accent or you're trying to do something?
Laffa, not a foreign
accent. Laffa, yeah, Laffa.
Locally acquired foreign accent.
And you've been laughed at for Laffa. Everybody's becoming too sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw part of that skit.
So, whether everybody's becoming sensitive or not, what is not good
Is not good.
I have seen certain comedy skits, certain, movies and all objectifying even nuns. Yeah. And I feel like lines are not being drawn. Some people were also making mention of the PRN industry and the fact that, can you go meet them and say, don't use this, don't use that. But then, of course, we know that is that industry. And so are you trying to say that these kids, they actually belong to that industry, if that's the case you're trying to make? Now, when we talk about, objectifying women and all, the reality is I am really sick of it.
It's tiring.
It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
It was never funny, but now it's irritating. That's the word I can use. Because men, my goodness, especially when you go to a pool, do you know how attractive men can be? But do you see women doing skits talking about how one is small, one is big?
What they do, Mary? What are you talking about? They
rarely see such. Not the same way men feel. To the point that even men, the cross-dressing thing is more.
I don't want to draw lines in
like
the side here and take sides, Mary, but this is what I'm going to say regarding that. Now, Macaroni actually based his fame on that kind of content. However, in the many years that he's been, maybe 3 or 4, we've seen him grow from what he used to be to what he is now. He's actually a personality to be reckoned with when it comes to advocacy. So maybe it is about time for his content to change,
to evolve,
and see.
Yes,
I'm coming, no, Mike, hang on a second.
It's a bit tired.
Let me finish. And reflect that personality that he's trying to portray right now. However, I will say something. Now, this is a content maker. This is somebody who has a page that you can follow or unfollow. Comedy is also comedy takes a pick at every single thing. What kind of a nation would we be when we can't laugh at things? We would be such a strong upset of people. And I do agree that there are lines to be drawn. Oh, don't get pug. I see you getting ready. I'm coming on. I haven't landed. You don't know where I'm going.
You will land next year. The way you're going.
Now, after you hit me in the face or something. But listen, I'm saying that certain content by particular people might not be for everybody. You have that choice to either follow or unfollow. You can't express your distaste for it, but you can't pin it and say, no, you have to apologize. Yeah, I'm not with it. I don't like the fact that he objectifies
It's not
women,
about apologizing.
It's comedy.
You know what? We are going to have to continue talking about this at some point.
Comedy.
It is not about apologizing. That's where you get it wrong.
We don't have enough time.
That's what I'm saying. We'll talk about it.
I think you'd really understand me if
TV presenters, female TV presenters are also objectified, expected to wear a certain type of clothing.
We're all objectified. I'm objectified most of the time. Yes, I'm objectified.
Let's take this break. Let's just break. Okay, let's cook breakfast. I can't wait to get started this morning. And of course, doing justice to breakfast this morning is Chef Zoe Black. How you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. You look amazing. Fancy that, see? That's what they call women supporting women. Because it's true, see? Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so breakfast this morning, what is it?
I'm going a bit heavy this morning because I feel like it's
Breakfast
Monday.
like
We
kings.
need something
Yes.
to get us going.
Yes.
So I'm going with a spicy pasta this morning. Going with a spicy because it's a bit
Spicy pasta.
Yes,
Okay.
spicy pasta this morning. So
Okay.
I have here some fresh herbs from my garden. I have
Fresh herbs. What herbs are those?
oh, this is a parsley. This is a basil.
Oh,
Fresh
and you have it from your garden?
from my garden.
Oh, you plant it at home?
Yes, I do.
We'll have a conversation after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have some chicken. I have some habanero peppers. I
Okay.
have tomato paste, some
Okay.
plum tomatoes,
Okay.
some cooking cream,
Okay.
Italian seasoning,
Okay.
black pepper,
Okay.
Parmesan cheese, some onions, some garlic, and some olive oil.
Oil. And then, of course, we're making use of butter and pasta
as well,
Okay.
yes.
Is there anything else we're making use of?
No, everything is here.
Everything is here. Okay, so run me through the process. What are we supposed to do first?
Okay, this is a pretty easy meal that you can put together. First
Okay.
things first, a lot of people don't know that pasta has a cooking time. So 10 minutes, you put it on fire, it's ready.
Whoa,
so we're going to make our sauce real quick. The most important part of our sauce is first we cook up our chicken breast.
Okay.
Pan grill it, take it out of them, put some butter.
Okay, so we're just pan grilling, like more like searing.
We're searing, but it's going to cook. It's going to cook
Thoroughly.
through. Yeah, it's going to cook through. But eventually, we'll put it in the sauce of the pasta just to put some more flavor.
Okay.
Then we'll cook up our onions and our garlic. Just another trick to getting nice flavorful sauce is to make sure you cook this off, brown it so that the onions become sweet when you brown them. So it makes the sauce a lot sweeter. Then when you put that, just the rest of your ingredient could just go in, add your herbs at the end.
Why are you using so much of this?
We're not using all of that, but you know, we're black. Sometimes you sprinkle what your ancestors tell you is enough. So we're not using all of that. I just have just enough on set to be okay.
Okay. You know what? We're going to let you see what the ingredients we're making use of today is, so you can scribble it down as quickly as possible. So, Chef Zoe Black, what did you say you're making for us again?
Spicy, creamy pasta.
Spicy, creamy pasta.
With
and the ingredients
chicken
are on your screen right now, of course, with pan-grilled chicken breast. Now, something really interesting about pasta. When you say creamy pasta, I'm thinking, oh, wow. And that's one of the problems people have with ordering so I always mix it up with Alfredo and Alfredo.
Okay, Alfredo pasta.
Yes, Alfredo pasta.
Yeah.
The reason many people Alfresco is actually French for outside, outdoor dining. I keep mixing them up. I don't know why. Okay, so when you order that, the last thing you expect is that peppery feeling. And to be honest, personally, I've always wanted a bit of pepper in that pasta. I've always felt that pepper would just be the complete to make you feel like the meal is complete. Is that the reason you decided to come up with this, or this is a recipe that actually does exist?
This is a recipe that actually does exist, but the pepper part, because it's authentic. Most of our pastas are Italian. Yeah. You know, they don't eat a lot of heat like we do. It's just that African, Nigerian thing in us that always wants the pepper.
That's what I was saying, that you enter a restaurant, after spending 8K on a plate of pasta, you now forget to put pepper. Henceforth, I'll ask for pepper. It is black pepper to sprinkle.
Yes.
Okay, let's join Titi right now. Hey, babe.
Thank you, Mary. Now, some of us have this niggling feeling in the back of our minds once in a while. That feeling of being left behind. Maybe in business, with family, with friends, maybe at that high school reunion, secondary school reunion, whatever it might be. Now, Oluwatobi Ali is here with us today. He's a dynamic speaker, author, certified life coach, and capacity development trainer. He has over 12 years' experience in training and coaching, and he's joining us on Motivation to talk about dealing with that feeling of being left behind. I feel like that sentence is one a lot of people tend to avoid talking about. But maybe we should just face it head on. Feeling left behind. What do you believe is the main cause of that feeling being apparent with most people?
Okay, so if I should use physics, I'd like to start with the law of relativity.
Okay.
So when people say, I feel left behind, it's because they are comparing themselves to either their peers, their family members, or even maybe somebody they look up to. So basically that feeling, even though the feeling is something that we internalize, it's something that is influenced by another person. So it's important to understand that yardstick, that the feeling left behind is not just about us, it's about what we see in others that we are not seeing in ourselves.
Okay. So we see it in other people, probably in the same age group, maybe of the same sex, same race. You know, that feeling of, okay, when your parents used to say, does he have two heads? You know, how do we begin to even acknowledge that feeling in the first place?
Okay, so when we compare ourselves to others, some people say we are unwise. Okay. In some areas, it's true. So it's almost like we have determined that those people, in quote, who are ahead of us are the sun, and we are the earth that is rotating around them.
Okay.
However, it's also not right in some areas to compare yourself to others. Because what you have done is you have empowered other people over your own abilities. And why is that? Is because everyone is running a marathon, not a dash. Life is a marathon. So some people in quote might be ahead of you, but because you are not on the same race track, it might just not be your own time to get to where you're supposed to get to. So it's a bit dicey. So we first need to find out, okay, these people that are ahead of me, is it because of something that I have not done? Is it because I have not evolved like they've evolved? Let's give a classic example. Those who are typists, for instance, who are on the typewriter, who just used to type, you know, those...
Yeah, typing school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was a time when computers came out, they refused to learn. They refused to learn how to use a computer. And now they are stuck with, you know, all those places like where you want to buy jam form or you want to do affidavit. That's what... So in that kind of case, those people are really left behind. Why? Because they did not evolve. They did not train themselves. However, there are also some people who are improving on themselves, but however, it's either it's not their time or they have not yet discovered what they are supposed to be doing. And those kind of people, even though they feel left behind, what they need to ask themselves is, am I better than I was last year? Am I better than I have been before?
So
in that
not
kind of case,
better than another person, but better than I personally
exactly,
was.
how you were before.
But I'm going to touch on, you know, that scenario you gave, the typists, the typewriters. There's some people that are doing business now, and they're still waiting for people to walk into their shops, as opposed to using technology and apps and social media to encourage people to find their goods and services. And there's some that have a fear of evolving. So how do they deal with that?
All right, so the basic thing is, so I like to say it this way, and I think it's very important. Anywhere you find yourself today is as a result of the quality of your decisions. So you first and foremost need to realize the reason why I feel left behind, the reason why I'm here, is it because of my inability? Is it because of something I have refused to learn that I need to learn? Is it because of something I've refused to leverage? And you need to be real to yourself to that. Now, if you discover that that is what it is, then you need to fix it immediately. But there's also some people, and I think I need to even touch on this very quickly, who believe in, and unfortunately it's mostly people of faith in this part of the world. They believe in what I call spiritual lottery. They believe that there is a particular day, okay, even though I feel left behind now, there is a day in history that somebody will just see me and give me one money and my business will blow, or one customer will just enter into my shop and things will change. And unfortunately, if you live that way, you will live, you just be wishing forever. So you need to understand that even for that day to come, it's a decision that you will make that will improve your business. So people need to, in essence, if you feel left behind, you know what you need to do? Try and catch up. Exactly. If you feel left behind, then you run. Try and catch up. And how do you run? Improve yourself or leverage on technology.
But the key is, it is possible to catch up.
Yes, very possible.
It is very possible. A lot of people feel like they've been left behind and they might never catch up. I feel like there's a particular set of people who have just accepted the position they find themselves in, but it's still, in quote, depressing them.
Very true.
So what advice would you give them?
So the first thing to do is this. If you feel left behind and you are left on the racetrack, your feeling bad about it is not going to make you move. You need to make a move. You need to do something. You need to understand that you are the architect of your life. You need to... So some people find this a bit blunt, but this is the truth of the matter. Crying will not make you better. If crying, you can feel all bad for yourself, but if you don't try to improve yourself, nothing is going to change. There's no savior coming to save you. You are your own savior. In fact, the truth is this, even for those who are people of faith, when you hear the word, oh, I will have, the Holy Spirit will help me, you should even listen to something. If he's called a helper, that means there's something you must be doing for him to come and help you with. So he's not just going to pick you up and now, make everything okay for you. You need to own your situation and begin to do something about it, because just feeling bad about it is not going to change that situation.
Okay, so I want to touch on a larger scale of things. Maybe you're a young person working in a company.
Yes.
And the company itself has an, in quote, backward mindset or way of doing things. And because you may be stuck in that particular job, you are also not able to evolve.
True.
This is a means of livelihood. This is where you're getting your bread, For people that are stuck in that particular situation, what advice would you give them?
So the simple thing to do is this. If you get fired from that job, The job, I mean, might probably continue.
Okay.
You are not defined by your job, even though your job is a source of livelihood. You need to ask yourself, your goals, especially if you feel left behind. I mean, the smart thing to do is anybody that seems not to be giving you any kind of acceleration for you to catch up, that's not where you need to be. So, in fact, what I will advise those kind of people to do is this. Find out a starving market. Find an industry that is big in that starving market. That's if you want to work. And that should be the kind of place you should be, because what happens is because they are moving forward, they have the ability to also push you forward because of the kind of way in which that business is structured and the kind of way in which that business is already meeting a need. So in essence, anybody who is meeting a starving need is going to be relevant. And if they're going to be relevant, that means they're going to pull you along, with them. And chances are that you'll be able to recover from whatever it is you've lost even in the past.
So in summary, feeling left behind might be as a result of some decisions you've not yet made.
Very true.
But it's still possible to catch up.
Very true.
All right, Oluwatobi Ali here. That fear of being left behind or that FOMO, fear of missing out, doesn't have to be your portion. You can make something happen. You can make some moves. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tell us what you think and ask your questions. Hopefully we'll be able to answer them. We are heading for a quick break, but we have so much more right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, we're going on with the cooking in the kitchen right here this morning. After we're able to shoo Mazino off. And I've still got Chef Zoe in the kitchen. This morning, she's preparing something really interesting. We're talking about spicy, creamy pasta. When you talk creamy pasta, the last thing that comes to your mind is spicy, right? Well, she's about to make magic. And talking about making magic, let's get started. I forgot to mention the grilled chicken part. That one is very essential. Okay, so oil first?
We heat it up our pan.
Okay.
So get it hot, smoky. Then we're going to add some oil.
Okay.
I've already seasoned my chicken with some salt and black pepper.
Just salt and black pepper?
My seasoning is just salt, black pepper, Italian seasoning. I'm not going too much. You can find out that food has its own flavor.
Yes.
All you have to do is know how to bring them out right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put the pretty side down first.
Okay.
And let that start to cook.
When you say the pretty side?
In culinary, you always want to make sure you get the presentation part of your food first.
Okay.
If you're going to plate a chicken breast, you have to look for the finest part, and that's the part you cook first. So that it would.
That's a new one for me. I'm not kidding.
Because you're trying to get the brown sear.
Okay.
So by the first time, when you put it in the pot the first time, the first part that goes in is where it gets seared properly first.
Okay.
So always make sure you take the pretty part.
Oh,
that's what I call
make
it.
that the one that goes down first, so that when you're putting it on
when you want to plate, that part will be the one on top.
Ah.
So it looks a lot better. Yes.
Okay. So we have water boiling for our pasta.
Yes, we have some water boiling for our pasta. So
what are we doing there? The sauce.
We're going to start our sauce so that everything comes together real quick.
Okay. Okay. I think that has to boil.
That
so let's do the sauce instead.
So we're going to wait for the water to boil, and then we're going to start with our sauce.
So what do we do first? Sauce.
We're going to
oil first. Okay.
Use some oil.
Okay.
And spoon.
Okay. Here you go. I'm not quite sure which one you
Anyone
prepare.
is fine.
Okay,
Anyone is fine. Thank you very much.
Okay. So
we're going to start sauteing our garlic
onions and
garlic. Yes. Okay. Remember what I said about all your ingredients. If you treat them well, they will treat you well at the end of the day.
Is it possible to add ginger to this, or
no? It's possible.
It will ruin it?
I feel like people always want to put rules and regulation when it comes to food. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Well, we're not supposed to have spicy and creamy at the end of the day. So feel free to use whatever flavors, create your own thing, your own vibe. I don't like being too restrictive.
So I can own the fact that I put cinnamon in almost everything.
Oh, I love cinnamon.
You do?
I do.
You put in plantain?
Okay.
Okay, me I do.
But I'll put it in donut. I'll put it in anything, though. I'll put it in anything that is like sweet.
Okay.
Because it has a nice smell. And I also use cinnamon only works well like in a simmer pot so that you can flavor your kitchen after you finish cooking.
Okay.
Welcome back, and I'd just like to sound an alert here for the takeover that's about to happen as Titi and Mike are planning, or should I say plotting, to take over the second hour.
Really?
But we'll let them.
Titi and Mike.
Sorry.
Mary and Mike. I'm always, we are partners. partners.
Yeah, it's
now.
always Titi on my
we
tongue.
have to, you know, we have to have your back at any point in time.
Being your true self is the most effective formula for success, they say. You only have to be very creative about it. That's a fact.
Extremely creative about it, since you can't use up creativity, because the more you use, the more you have.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
That's why you have us here, guys, every single morning, bright and early, from 7 a.m. on your dial.
Yeah, we do what we can to make sure we don't drop the ball. We keep it coming. We keep you entertained as much as we can. So get set for an amazing experience on this morning show. My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And my name is Mazino Appeal, and a very distracting Mary inside of the kitchen. I don't know why she's so Mary is just on a roll this morning. I don't know
Really?
exactly what
They're
ants are crawling
cooking
up.
something tasty, Mary.
I know it. Don't worry, Mazina. I'll sit better. Because I know why you're finding me an allure. But it's okay.
You went left, but it's okay. Welcome back anyhow. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. What we implore you guys to do here. It's a breakfast show that you've been looking forward to all weekend. We're finally on your screens.
Remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world. Just get our mobile app. If you haven't downloaded it yet, what are you waiting for? Google Play or iOS, no matter what you're using, we can be right there in the palm of your hand.
And follow us. Don't forget social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Everything is at TVC Connect for all of that, okay? Now, let them know. What do we have coming up the second hour?
So we jump right into our weekly dose of the most popular trivia game show in the world. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We're going to be reviewing the latest episode for that one, so watch out.
For our musical performance, we have Oluwaseun Sogo, aka Lion. Now, he is a fast-rising Afropop artist who draws a lot of his inspiration from the environment, experience, and emotion. Now, we're going to be listening to some of the music, especially this one he's just released called Energy.
On SME, we're joined by Ayola Bakare, UK-based model and creative who's honed their skills in acting and dance when it comes to that background in performing arts. She co-founded ICO Agency with the drive to support and develop young African talent.
I was telling you, Mike, earlier, that why would you not mention the champions?
No, I did. I actually did. I did mention
How
it.
did I miss
and
that?
it's happening, of course, on Saturday. That's when everything, the culmination of the European Football League is all coming down. I just want to mention to Liverpool fans out there and to Liverpool Football Club, when you're being trolled for not winning a quadruple, that means you're big. You know, when everything available you had to do. So big ups. It was drama. It was drama. It was drama yesterday. And I bet you, I don't know where that kind of drama is available.
Except football.
I mean, football
Except
drama.
Premier League football
no. It was,
in particular.
It was
There's just
drama.
something about Premier League football. Like this particular season, you could not tell who will be where and... You know, you could not tell until the very last day. Like, so many things were hanging. Say, for example, who was going to win. There was still the 50-50 chance of either Liverpool or Man City. Who was going to be fourth. You know, when I talk about Arsenal, I talk about Nigerian fans. Nigeria, when we are playing, we will deduct, minus, you know, add. That's what Arsenal fans were doing. But guess what? Tottenham said to them, you think we came to sleep?
Wow.
In fact, the scoreline was the same. Tottenham 5-0. Arsenal 5-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Arsenal's 5-1.
Yes, but Tottenham was 5-0.
You haven't tried because
it was like they were matching it like we they go this thing.
I know we can as well as remove Mazino's mic because he doesn't have need for it.
Why?
But it is funny we can leave our mic small because the relegation battle also there was also drama.
Relegation, Norwich, Watford,
and Burnley.
And Burnley.
But
Leeds United barely missed it.
We have to survive this because for the next 77 days there is no EPL.
Wow.
So please, you have to understand that it's going to be a hard time for us.
Enough already. That's it for the Mike and Mary show. Can we get back to the restaurant?
Your mic is still on. You might not have his mic.
We have prepared our minds for this level of excitement.
That's the warning I gave at the beginning when I said they were going to do a takeover. And obviously they planned this out.
I can't wait for Friday when we talk about
it. It was amazing yesterday. It was amazing. And then, you know the best part?
No, I don't.
Having to watch, like, I think there were about 10, Abby?
Yeah, 10
different matches at once.
Wow.
So you're screening, you're checking. And then when Brentford got the red card, I was like, what happened? What happened? I want to go and watch him play.
Yay, I'm so excited.
No, it was amazing.
Anyhow, we like to join these things online on Twitter and Facebook.
We'll revoke your license, both of you.
Well, good to see you again. You're watching the news on Wake Up Nigeria, and we absolutely appreciate it. I am Kelly Egiga. Let's begin with security stories. The governor of Anambra State, Chukwuka Soludo, has described the killing of the lawmaker representing Agwata 2 constituency in Anambra State House of Assembly, Okechukwu Okoye, as heartless and barbaric. The governor also reassured the people of his administration's resolve and renewed determination with the security agencies to go out against the criminals and ensure they are brought to justice. He placed a 10 million naira reward for anyone or group that will avail valuable information that will lead to the immediate arrest of the perpetrators of the dastardly act. The lawmaker and his aide, Cyril Chegboka, were kidnapped along Aguluzigbo Road, Aniocha local government area of Anambra State on Sunday, and later found his body dumped at a park in Amici, in Newi South local government area of that state 6 days after he was kidnapped. Let's take you to Ondo State now, where education interest groups have described the prolonged strike by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, as a bad omen for the nation's education system. They include educationists and parents who say the government has failed to turn education around with its inability to meet the demands of the striking lecturers. Now, speaking at a one-day program organized for secondary and primary school students in Akure, the Ondo State capital, they appealed to the federal government to urgently address issues raised by ASU in the interests of better tertiary education across Nigeria.
Strike everywhere, and it's not making people happy. We are making these children happy here. They are primary and secondary schools. But I'm sure those people that are writing WAECs now, they will be thinking, after WAEC, what next? Where am I going to? Where am I going to? Is it a school, a university, that somebody that's supposed to be in 400 level is still in 100 level, that they are saying they want to graduate and go to? They are having mixed feelings already.
I don't think it's a good thing on the part of the federal government not to listen to the cry of ASU, but then they need to agree. They need to agree with the federal government, and the federal government on their own part to need to agree. So they must reach an agreement so that to look for best way to put an end to this strike, at least in the interest of the students.
And that does it for us here on the news at this time. Thank you so much for your company. I am Kelly Egiga. We urge you to stick around here for the premium breakfast show in all of the continents. So wake up Nigeria. We're back in just a moment. Please stay with us.
And you're welcome back. Now, today on SME, we're joined by Ayola Bakare, UK-based model and also creative, who has honed her skills in acting and dance with a background in performing arts. Now, she's co-founder of ECO agency, which with a drive to support and develop young African talents. You are welcome. Good to have you here, Ayola.
Thank you.
Now, first off, you're from the UK and you're in Nigeria scouting for talents. Exactly what kind of talents are these? Before we get into the business of this.
I know. So I know the word talent is quite broad, right? And so I would tell you what we've been getting frequently, which is the music. We have lots of singers. We have lots of musicians. People who play saxophones, drums. We've got a lot of painters, sketch artists. We had some stylists also. We have designers. So those are the things that we've been attracting so far. We understand the word talent is quite broad, but we are hoping to use our platform to showcase those talents if they do get through to our live audition stages.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, you also have a focus on models as well.
Yes, certainly, yes.
Yeah. And that's mostly what you've been doing. The past couple of weeks now, you've had an ongoing process where you've been scouting for these talents, and that culminated on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Okay, I'll tell you about that. So as for ECO Agency, this is our second time here in Nigeria. Last year was the first time, and the initiative started off in a way where, so last year application was open in March, whereby this year application was open in January, and after the application is open, what happened is we shortlist these individuals, we shortlist up to 200, which then make it to the live audition.
Okay.
Then after the live audition, then you make it to the final show, and the final show was on Friday.
Okay. And how many talents did you get? How many models did you get on Friday?
On Friday, so for the finalists, we had over 13 individuals, creative, we were showcasing their performances or their talent to our live audience.
And what are you gathering them for? Are you trying to get these models to a place here in Nigeria as professionals or for the world?
So with that, with the live show, so we then have 5 winners, which were models and singers. The aim for the models is to enable them to be aligned.
Oh, we've got visuals for that now. That was
Yeah,
that's
that was some of our work on Friday from the live audition.
Now,
and I believe that is Sami, one of our winners last year.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, let's get to the business part of this. Now, for an agency such as yours, how do you make money?
Okay, so in terms of the business side of things, as an agency, so after you've scouted them, after you've picked them, then there is the agency side of the business, which is be able to sustain job, and as an agency, you take certain percentage of their, when you do give them a job. Or, like I said, most for us is to be able to put our models on the international platform, to be working with international agencies, and then But in terms of the scouting process, what we aim to do is to give individuals talent who doesn't have any platform or anybody to be able to say that, okay, you know what, through Eco Agency, I have been seen on this stage, and the application is free for everyone.
Can anybody just be an agent like you guys, or does it take a special skill set or maybe educational pattern or anything?
Okay, one, I would say you need to have passion, because there's a lot of work. You're dealing with individuals. Also, Eco Agency is quite different. Like I said, we give, mostly in Nigeria, you have people that say pay for application, pay for this. We just, first and foremost, what is important is get yourself on our stage, right, so that you have an opportunity to be seen first. And then from there, later on, we then start to look into you as a model. So
Eco Agency makes money from, well, first off, finding these talents and then putting them on a stage. It could be a world stage, it could be a Nigerian stage. And, of course, that's where the money comes from. I'm asking because it's not just for, pro bono or anything.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. In terms of the scouting position, the fundings comes from sponsorship and partners.
Sponsorships, there you go.
There you go. Partnership and sponsorship are the ones who fund for the live events.
Okay.
They are the ones who enable these talents to, have free application, get them on that stage.
So therein is the question, how do I start an agency like yours?
How do you start an agency? Exactly. First of all, have a passion for it.
Yeah,
That's very important. And have a passion. Have some sort of, you do need experience.
Okay.
You do need experience.
In what?
Okay, so for me, I've been quite privileged to be a model in the UK for some years now. So from my experience of going to, scout from casting to, having a good relationship with my agency. And also for me, I'm a business person, right? Myself and my business partner, and also the idea within Eco Agency, you have to want to do this, because coming back home in Nigeria to scout and look for talent is extremely challenging.
So I can see that it's a very tangible effort. There's a lot of things that go into putting together such a stage like you did, or such a platform rather like you did. But is most of it virtual? Because these days people can actually achieve so much virtually. On Instagram, for instance, you can gather a community of people and you can tell them what to do, where to go and stuff like that. And this is happening here, boom, they appear. So is it mostly a virtual instance with Eco Agency, or is it, do you have an office somewhere? Did you have to invest in an office space and all that?
I would say that thank God for the COVID life, which has sort of advanced everyone. No one needs to meet each other face to face. In terms of staffing, in terms of how the organization works, it's pretty much work from home and then you come to the office, which there is.
So you do have an office?
Yeah, we do have an office just for staffing gathering mostly, and just for meetings time to time. But it's not a public. It's not a space whereby everyone come in, and it's just so that we have our meeting to occur time to time, basically.
So that's staffing now. Who do you need in your team?
Okay, so now we live in a virtual world. So one of the most important things that you need is someone who is able to communicate your idea out to the public on a regular basis on Instagram. Now, you talk about social media, virtual life. Instagram has been one of the best places that we've been able to recruit.
Oh, thank goodness for Instagram.
and then the second one, because we have to remember what Nigeria is. It's still a third world country. You know, fair enough, everyone do have their phone. The second place is you're going into universities and schools because this is where the young talents and creatives are.
True.
So, but yeah, Instagram has been one of the biggest platforms. So in terms of staffing, you need someone within the social media field to constantly keep putting, you know, your initiative, how people are talking about you out there, and what you want to do. What have you found?
So you've got the passion, you've got the experience, you've got the right team. What about the capital? And I'm talking about money now. How much do you need, or do I need? If I was going to start an agency, who's going to be my angel investor? I'm looking for one. She's about to give me the lowdown.
I love this conversation. So, as we all know, when you're starting a business, first you need some sort of capital to start.
Yeah.
Right, and this is often the most challenging thing when it comes to business. A lot of people can't start because they don't have that raw cash. Myself and my business partner, we were quite determined when we saved up.
Well, you need that in Nigeria because anything can just take you off the rails. So you definitely determination.
We were quite determined to ensure that, okay, this is our idea. And before we could actually have people to financially be supporting us, right, we need to first prove that this is something that they can, you know, invest into. So we started off with personal fundings to then, you know, boost us up, and then we start having partners who then was, okay, we see what you're doing, this is what we can try and do. But nonetheless, we are hoping, we are looking for more investors and partners to come on board with us.
What kind of challenges does an agency like yours go through when they build?
So the challenges
especially
at the moment
in Nigeria.
There are quite a few challenges that we will perhaps say we're encountering, which would certainly advance. Right, one being myself and my partner, the other co-founder, Koya, we are UK-based individuals, and we're new in the Nigerian industry.
But you're Nigerian, so...
Yeah, well, in the modeling Nigerian creative field, we are, you know, Echo is new, right? So the challenge of, okay, who are this guy, having acceptancy, that is one. Also, we are still looking for organizations, companies to know of our existence so that our talent, and I promise you, these individuals are talented. So
that's awareness.
You know, awareness of who we have so that we can ensure that there is consistent appearance for Eco Agency globally.
I can see that, man. You've come a long way, and I still see plenty that you guys are going to do in the future. And well, I'd like to be invited to one of your events one time.
I would love to invite you.
Oh, thank you very much. I'd love to be there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to plenty from you guys, from your stable.
For sure.
You hungry?
I am starving.
Oh, congratulations, you came to the right place. Come over here because we've got breakfast for you all the way inside of the kitchen.
I get to eat.
Yes, you do. You didn't know this, did you?
No, I didn't. Oh my gosh, I get to eat. This is the best surprise ever. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you
Just
very
perch
much.
very nicely on there.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Welcome.
How tall do I have to be a model at your agency?
Listen, what? Just have what the camera needs, and I don't think that's a problem.
Do I have it?
What? Why don't you do this every morning? So you might perhaps still have this.
You want to do some breaking?
Welcome to the kitchen.
Okay, I'm at the kitchen.
So today's chef is Chef Zoe Black, and she made breakfast.
Yeah.
So tell us about breakfast as she digs in. Please try it. We need to know your verdict on it.
Woo!
Yes.
Look at
That's
that.
the Parmesan on it.
Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, the Parmesan grating. Ooh, that looks great.
Oh, Mike is here.
Amazing.
Look who came
Mike
here as well.
Mexicano has
Mike was
plans.
supposed to be on the couch, wasn't he?
I like this.
Yeah. You like it?
I really do.
All right, then.
It's good for
I
another
love
helping.
this.
Okay.
She's going for another mouthful.
I will.
At
Thank
this
you
point,
very much. Okay, so with that, it's a wrap on the show today.
Look how she's wolfing that down. Loving it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you, Ayola. Thank you, everybody. Now, it's been a great show for a Monday edition.
Mike, what are you doing?
He's hungry as well.
Mine was supposed to be on
Thank you.
In any case, thank you guys for joining us. We hope we helped you start your week out nicely.
Yeah.
Let's carry that on through to the end of the week on a Friday. Stay tuned, everybody, because it's still going to be great entertainment here and also information as you go along. Thank you to everybody on the show. Thank you, Chef. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, Mike finally succeeded in
Catch
taking
you
the
guys.
play.
Catch
Have
you
a
guys
great
on a
day,
Tuesday.
everyone. Bye.